Have you ever felt so desperate that you considered something you swore you'd never do? This is my story. A moment in my life where I almost lost myself chasing quick money and a dream life. I thought it would save me, but instead it taught me a lesson I'll never forget. In this video, I share the real, raw, and uncomfortable experience of meeting someone who promised to change my life. This story isn't just mine. It's for anyone struggling, feeling lost, or tempted to take the easy way out. Life is hard, but quick money comes at a price your soul might not be able to pay. Watch till the end for the lesson that changed my life, and maybe, just maybe, it'll help you too. If this story speaks to you, please share it and subscribe for more real-life stories and lessons. Let's remind each other that we're worth more. I used to be one of those people who screamed, "Don't sleep with a married man. Don't break another woman's home." I preached it like gospel. Moral police, moral judge, I was everything. But you know what they say? Don't judge people until you've walked in their shoes. Life comes at you fast. After I graduated from university, I stayed home for an entire year. No job, no money, no hope. I spent my days glued to my phone, scrolling endlessly and dishing out advice on the internet. Ironically, while I was online talking about morals, my DMs were full, overflowing with men. Married men, single men, all kinds. One day, I made a tweet about how I was broke and struggling. I said I needed a job, that I could feel depression creeping in. A man, one of the many strangers in my DMs, reached out. He said, "I don't have a job to give you, but send me your account details. Let me see what I can do." I sent it, and just like that, my phone beeped with an alert. I opened it, and my heart almost stopped. It wasn't small money, it was huge. A tech bro's monthly salary, straight to my account. Let me tell you, free money is sweet. It's addictive. My first thought was, why would a total stranger send me this much money for no reason? There has to be more where this came from. And so we started talking. I mean, it would be rude not to have a proper conversation with someone who has shown you that much kindness, right? He was married with kids, of course he was, but he had his lines ready. His wife didn't satisfy him. He'd admired me for a long time. He thought I was brilliant and beautiful. He said he had always wanted to reach out, and this was finally his chance. While he talked, I listened, but I wasn't really listening. My mind was elsewhere. I kept thinking, if this man can send me this kind of money just to say hi, imagine what he'd give me if I gave him what he really wanted. My life could change. I could have a car, a house, travel the world, and live the baby girl life. That's what girls do these days anyway, right? Those Instagram babes flaunting luxury. This could be me. Then he said it. What do you think about meeting in person? I didn't even hesitate. I typed back, yes, we should totally meet. The arrangement was made. Friday evening, Trump's hotel. The 2 days before that Friday were hard. I was restless. There were so many voices in my head. One kept saying, "You deserve this life. You deserve to escape poverty." Another whispered, "You know what you're about to do, don't you?" But the loudest voice reminded me of all the suffering I'd seen. Poverty had been my companion for too long, and this man, felt like my ticket out. It's not like I have not been having sex with men, all those small boys. What have they offered me? Why do it for free when you can get rich from doing it right? Even if it means holding your breath, gnashing your teeth, and faking pleasure while at it, just do it. Friday came and I cleaned up nice, told my bro that I was going to see a friend, and I left. I got to Trump's hotel, and he had already booked our room and was waiting. I entered the room and saw him. Guys, I almost ran away. This man was fat, ugly, and with the biggest tummy I've ever seen in my life. And yes, you guessed right, he had already undressed and was in his boxers. He smiled and hugged me. I was so disgusted. What have I gotten myself into? I said in my mind. But well, I didn't come this far to give up now, did I? So I hugged him back and smiled too. I must see this through. He held me tightly. I was suffocating because his gigantic tummy was pressed against my body and sucking the life out of me. I broke loose and smiled again. A fake smile, but I smiled. He climbed the bed and gestured for me to join him. "You look tense. Are you okay?" he asked. "Oh, I'm fine. Just tired from the ride," I replied, lying through my teeth. I was not okay. This man was not nearly what I expected, and I had no idea how I even got myself into this situation. I climbed the bed, trying to act calm, and asked him, "How was your day?" He didn't answer. In his mind, we didn't come for chit-chat. Instead, he said, "You're so beautiful and sexy," with a smile that made me cringe so hard inside. Before I knew it, he leaned in for a kiss. Guys, the kiss. It was wet, very wet. I could feel saliva dripping down my chin. It was like I was drowning in it. Next thing, he squeezed my boobs, and bro, I almost screamed. His grip was so tight it hurt, but he thought my pained reaction was pleasure, 'cause he tightened his grip and squeezed harder like he was trying to squeeze out the last drop of juice from an orange. Again, I screamed and gradually let loose of his hand. I had to gently push his hand away to save myself. Then came the moment I was dreading. He pulled me close, and I climbed the mountain. Let's just say it didn't take long for him to finish. The whole thing was awkward, uncomfortable, and over before it even began. I got down and faked a smile. "That was so good, baby. You are so sweet," he said, while breathing like he didn't have enough oxygen. He made a transfer to me for transport. Another huge sum, and with a forced smile, I thanked him, booked my ride, and got out of there as fast as I could. On the ride home, my mind was racing. I couldn't believe what had just happened. I felt disgusted and ashamed. That night, I promised myself never put myself in a situation like that again. I went home, dusted my CV again, and started applying for jobs like my life depended on it. I knew I needed to take control of my life. And no, I never saw him again. I blocked him everywhere and moved on, but the memory of that day will always stay with me.